Summer Walker looks like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Summer Walker
Oh my
currently
God.
she looks like
I have nothing bad to say about Summer because I want to do music with Summer Walker, so I have no bad
no, it's not
comments to say.
it's
No,
she's I mean, I guess her
interesting.
insecurities are really showing with her plastic surgery, and it just sucks that like the person that she's with is not like reassuring her of her beauty. And I mean, aside from her not reassuring herself.
She didn't need to do the nose. I was so thrown off with the nose thing.
Like I thought she was gorgeous. Like,
ain't she good? Yeah, she was.
The nose thing threw me off because it's like, why everybody got the same like Janet Jackson in '95 face?
And all the rappers is fighting over the same 5 girls that look like that.
And they all look like the same people.
All these builder bitches out here, like it don't make no sense.
And somewhere James Harden is running behind all of them, like
trying to get the leftovers from all of these. It hurts my feelings because she didn't have to do any of that
at all. Like she was gorgeous to me, like, awkward but gorgeous.
Like I feel like she went from being this chick that was washing out of a bowl to getting ass shots within the same 12-month period. Like I want people to like, this is what I care about in the media.
But she
how
never
the narrative works.
She took bird baths. She just was like
but it was how she said it and left that shit out there. Like
right. It was an interpretation of
and niggas ran with that shit. That was the second weirdest thing I've seen somebody do or say since I saw Stephon Marbury eat Vaseline.
He Vaseline, yeah.
What?
Stuff moves so fast. Yeah, he did some shit on like an early live, I think. What was it, like 07 type shit?
Then again, I don't follow him anyways.
The narratives in our genre in the media are so weird because stuff moves so quickly that in 12 months, and literally, I think it was 12 months, she was washing out of a bowl and literally, and then people were attacking people for attacking her for washing out of a bowl and her mental issues. And then 6 months later, she has a new face and ass.
Yeah, because people, it was the whole social anxiety thing, and then people not understanding how she could post on social media but not want to be present around a group of people, and they didn't understand what social anxiety actually was.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people that we know who are introverts can post all day long on social media, but when you meet them in person, the conversation will be very minimal.
Right.
They shy shit.
Yeah, she's very shy. You could tell in her demeanor, like even now with her new face and body, like she doesn't exude confidence in her photos. She still looks the same awkward chick that she was before she got plastic surgery.
Which means she wasted her damn money.
I mean,
likes how she looks.
If she's happy,
if she like it, fuck it, bro. Whatever.
If she like it, I love it.
It wasn't my money, but I wanted to use Summer Walker to showcase the rest of our bad anxieties in this genre. Like Future has a mental disorder that I'm sure we could go ahead and just say.
Sperm to everyone.
There's something. He has such a lack of confidence. It's super clear too. He has such a lack of confidence that he uses rap and women to try to give him the confidence he does not have.
Is it that, or is he overconfident? Like, because I think that nigga really believes that he's bigger than what he is.
I feel like overconfidence is like, like Hove level. Like, even Ross to a certain extent. Ross thinks he's the universe in his own.
But
head.
I mean, but you can make a legitimate case for that. So it's not overrated at that point. Like, Future believes he's bigger than what he is.
He does.
And you feel like that ties into it?
That, like, the records that he's been on couldn't have been made by other people, which, I mean, most of them could have been. Like, I ain't never heard a Future record and be like, he's the only nigga that could have done that.
So he's not special. He's just the first person to get there.
Now you start to get yours.
Yikes.
You start to get it.
Ooh.
And because of that, he believes he's some super, like, artist that he's not. Like, I heard somebody, he did an interview one time, like, they asked him to describe his music, and he's just like, he was talking about it like it wasn't one-dimensional. Like it was more to it than that. It was like, bro, there's not anything behind your records than what we hear. That's it. There's no Ain't nobody ever listened to a Future record and been confused.
Damn. So his music has no layers. What do you say, Will? There's no layers to Future's music?
I'm not gonna say that this. He knows what he's there to do. You know, you kind of know what you're getting when he's kind of stepping up to the plate to do things. That's why when like Designer came out, everybody was just kind of like, "Yo, you got a new Future record." You know what I'm saying?
He got an attitude.
Right. Yo, that new Future record hard. Like, you know.
I swore that nigga was Future.
I thought it was. We all thought it was Future.
Hey,
I'm sure he was sitting there listening, like, "Yo, when did I do this?"
Right.
You know, that's why they made that joke online. Like Future sitting there, like, "Yo, Future's like, yo, when I do this?" Like you know, I legit. Like, he's thinking, like, "Hey, I don't know, I was high, but yeah, this record I did is fire." Like,
and that's what I think about. That's my point. Like, you take somebody who wasn't even really trying all that hard, and they made a Future record just as good as Future could. Like, we legit, some of us liked that record because we thought it was Future at first. Like, that's the thing. Niggas didn't start getting split down the middle until they found out it wasn't Future. Then they started listening to see if they liked it or not. Like, I think he got that from Wayne, to be honest with you. Like, Wayne never did anything that was outside of what Wayne does.
I can't say that completely.
Well, because he's tried different things.
Bro, like,
I can't say that Wayne's never stepped outside his scope.
Okay, all right, put it this way.
He made that whole rock album. Everybody
But the reason I'm not giving him credit for that is because, like, he thinks of himself as a rock star. So that wasn't stepping outside of anything. The nigga thought he was a skateboarder. He thought that. So he wasn't doing some shit that was different. He was doing the shit that he thought he should be doing. Like, what Wayne record have you heard that you was like, damn, how did Wayne get on this? You ain't never said that. Like, every Wayne record you've ever heard has been uniform Wayne. Like, it's supposed to sound that way. It's Wayne.
I mean, I give him props for Dr. Carter. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was dope to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what about what was that? What, How to Love? Was that wasn't?
That was kind of like, to me, that was like him trying to be T-Painish a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was.
I mean, listen, obviously, I don't like Lil Wayne since 500 Degrees. I don't really, but
we know your beef.
Does Wayne have the? I guess if we put attributes up, does he have very few of them? Like, let's say we're doing like attributes, the ability to tell a story. I don't know, maybe complex lyricism when he wants to, good beat selection, yada yada yada.
Yeah, he can come up with some very interesting metaphors. Like, I think that's like one of his, you know, a strength that he does have is like he does, you know, even if the metaphor makes no sense, he's like, I'm gonna throw it out there and see if it sticks. You know,
right.
And you know, see if people get it. You know, and then somebody drops him. He's kind of like
buy a dinosaur type shit.
Right? Yeah. You know.
When I heard that, I was like, all right, Joe, you need to stop playing.
Right? Yeah, but it's to him, he's just like, yo, like that's his form of hip hop. Like he puts things together. He throws out metaphors that people aren't necessarily thinking about, and you know, you get high and drunk. You listen to it, and you're kind of like, yeah. Well, how would you fit a Velociraptor on an airplane? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know?
Yo.
In a battle rap sense, what we would call Lil Wayne is a volume puncher. He's going to hit you with about 600. Like, he's a volume puncher.
Yes.
All of them won't be nice, but there's so many.
So think about it. That run he went on, the one that we give him credit for, when we give him credit just because every time we turned around, he was on something. But if you really go back and listen to every record, it's like, all right, that wasn't even that good. Like, this nigga was just, at one point, he was just hopping on shit just because. He was like, he came in and was like, yo, I'm going to put up shots. I'm going to score 45, but I'm going to take 43 shots to do
it. Right. Volume scoring type of stuff, you know?
Throw it up. Fuck it.
Right. But like I said, like, I can't knock it because he put up 40 shots. But like, in some of those shots, he's like, yo, that was pretty. You know,
it's not that I'm a knock it. Like, when there are people out there having legitimate conversations about him being top 5 or top 10, and my thing is, when you really sit down, when you get to the top 10 of anything, at that point you nitpicking the top 10 from the rest pretty much. And if you
can't, no one can ever honestly sit here and say, I think, like, you know, what a top anything really is, because music's always evolving. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you can have guys who are great and they belong, you know, along with the greats, but it's just kind of say, like, you know, if somebody's from the 80s, that was their era, you know, and they're like, yo, yeah, did you listen when Big Daddy Kane was saying this? Like that's great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
that's what I've been saying for a while. The longest is like it goes back to like the sports conversation. Like, it's not the great. You can't give everybody a greatest all time because it's not going to work. You got to say greatest of that time or this time.
Right.
Or this
Yeah,
time.
you could say greatest of.
Yeah, right.
This
This
period.
decade or era.
Right.
Right. Do that. People are never going to do that. They're never going to do that.
Why not? And it sucks. And it's not like, because like I said, like Wilt Chamberlain would never play LeBron James. Like, it don't make sense.
No, people are going to. People need to kind of like listen. It's barbershop talk at the end of the day. It's just kind of like, oh, you want to sit down there and then compare greatest football player, greatest basketball player, greatest whatever the case might be.
Tyson and shit like.
Right, yeah, greatest boxer, greatest rapper, greatest singer. You know, and it's like it's almost, you know, just for their respective time periods. You just kind of like, what do you do have musicians whose music, you know, and is timeless,
right?
You know, and that's, you know, that speaks to something as well, you know, like
that's how I think you quantify, you know, the top whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, literally those people that even
if you're going to say that, I can honestly say that
still, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I could give you saying, like, you know, if you're saying, oh, can you give me a timeless Lil Wayne record, you know, and right, it's literally going to be.
I guess if you want to say no ceilings, because like I think whenever you play that, it'll be the same. But I mean, look at what you
said. Honestly, the most timeless thing he has is at the end of Back That Ass Up, you know. Back on you, back it up. You know? Like, yeah, that's everybody knows that part. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah, Lollipop comes on, people like, oh snap, yeah, that was that joint, you know? Yeah. And that's all. It's just.
I have a question though, because now that y'all broke this down into a thing, here's where I overanalyze it. If you can only be the best in your era, then let's rank Lil Wayne now. We can say that he existed. We'll use 10-year gaps. So he was at the tail end of the 1990s. You could say from 2000 to 2010. Where does he rank there?
Yeah, because the first card that came out in what, 04?
04. That's his most important era, 2000 to 2010.
Right.
Where does he exist in the grand scheme of everyone that existed?
I guess it depends on how you having the conversation, because if you judging off just albums, I mean, outside of the card.
Yeah, success, he's top. Yeah, in success, he was top 5 in that era. You know?
The mixtape era, and then him doing all the mixtapes and then the album.
That's a different conversation.
Right.
You know? Yeah, he was top 5 success-wise, for sure. You know, he's putting out projects, like I said, between Carter 1 to Carter 3, that time frame, and this between all his features, yeah, he was top 5 of that era.
He was one. He was going $1 million the first week.
Right, yeah. You know,
right.
In an era where they were freaking out over digital downloads. So,
yeah,
you know, that was very difficult to do.
The question I guess is who's better than him?
Points on that album, like
at that time, no one was better than him at that time.
If we're doing a top 5,
I won't say nobody was better than him.
Because that's not true.
In 10 years, from 2000 to 2010, Hove still existed.
Oh, I think you said 2004.
2000 to 2010.
Oh, no.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, Jay-Z gave us.
I thought you was going like 04 at that time to 2010.
If you go from 2000 to 2010, you could legit make a case of the top 10 albums and not include a Wayne album.
You can't. I don't think so.
No, you can't. You gotta include Carter 3. You have to.
Carter 3 in there.
You don't. The Carter 3 was the worst of them. What do you mean?
It was the most successful though.
Yeah, I'm saying
right, and that's
impact-wise.
It's one of the top
It
albums.
changed how people approach music. Like,
that's a weird way to judge the conversation, though. If we judge the sales,
interesting.
though.
This is the slippery slope begins. The slippery slope begins.
Are we judging off of content or are we judging off of impact?
You know?
I'm saying so. Right. So once again, that's a weird conversation to have. When I say something is better, I'm just saying if you compare this album to the other albums, are you saying this one is as good or better than those? I don't think Wayne got one of those, to be honest with you.
These are interesting. 10-year period, 10 albums. Does Wayne make the top 10?
I mean, just off the top of my head, right?
For 2000, see, that's hard.
Records were bigger. The first couple of Jeezy records were bigger. That's 2 or 3 right there.
Does Wayne make the top 10? No. Which is why I wanted to center this the right way.
Right. Yeah. Hold on.
We're going from 2000.
But right, you could hold on. But Ellis, real quick. If you're going to sit there and tell me, you're going to sit there and tell me that, you know, Jeezy is going to be more lyrical than Lil Wayne? Like, what are you judging that on?
Nah, that's
just more successful.
He didn't say lyrical. He said impact. Like, I was impactful. I guess.
Like, if we were, that's what I'm saying.
And that's what I'm saying.
If you're saying body,
Carter 3.
Like, put it this way. Jeezy's first album, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying the Carter 3 is a better album than that?
Yes.
Nah.
I'm not saying that it's better. Like I said, it's just what are you judging the metrics on?
I'm just talking about the quality of the album. I like legit. I'm not saying which one, you know, because even if we got an impact, I mean, Jeezy came out having more impact when you really think about it.
I don't know, King. You want to say Jeezy had a bigger cultural impact than Lil Wayne did?
His impact was fresh. It was brand new. It was the new shiny thing at the time.
Yeah,
Wayne had already been around.
That's what. But Wayne had, but nobody took Wayne seriously until the first part.
To all these mumble rappers now, you know.
Wayne was just a cute little thing in the back until the first Carter. Let's keep that in mind. Like nobody.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Wayne, low key, is birthed all these other, you know, rappers to come out with the dreads and colors.
But not the ones though. That's my point. Like when you talk about people that came after Wayne that Wayne birthed, I mean, it's not a Jeezy, it's not a Ross, it's not a.
It's Young Thug.
It's right.
Future.
It's
right.
Future.
Yeah, it's Young Thug, Lil Pump, all those. But these guys are still coming out, you know. So something he did culturally,
I mean,
had an impact on a younger generation because these dudes, face it, like
he shifted the culture. At that time, it was two guys that shifted the culture. It was him and Kanye.
This is my problem. He didn't. He was a product that Cash Money gave to us. We got several instances of that. Like even Manny Fresh saying he had the conversation with Wayne after the Carter 2 saying, yo, I feel like creatively I'm being held back. That's because they were telling him what to make at that point. Like, think about it. Billy wrote for him on the first Carter because they told him to. Like, the nigga didn't have any actual control until what, the Carter 3 maybe?
Yeah. I'm saying
so when you start talking about his impact and what he birthed, you're really talking about what Baby did.
I don't know. You know, what I'm saying is just like you said, for overall impact, you know, like I said, and you're talking the top 10 albums of that time period.
When I said top 10 albums, I wasn't talking about impact. I was just saying like literally like
top 10 albums, right?
Say yo.
I mean, Alice has a valid point, right? Like Jeezy, I ain't gonna say invented it, but he was like one of the first trap rappers. You know what I mean? And
like I can give you if you talking. Don't tell me about record sales. Don't tell me about, you know, where you was at when it came out. I can literally sit down from 2000 to 2010 and tell you 10 albums that were better than any of his albums.
I'd like to see your list.
I don't think that's fair from that 2000 mark because Wayne impact really didn't hit us until like 05.
I mean, it is fair though because we didn't know them other niggas until like 2005.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Alice
Wayne.
has a valid point, right? Alice has a valid point because Wayne had the time. Like Jeezy didn't have to have the time. Jeezy didn't even need the time. Honestly, Jeezy didn't need the time. He when he hit the ground running, and like it took the Carter for him to, you know what I mean? Like it was he had.
Well, it was the Wayne's Worlds and the mixtape run. That's what took the run. It was that heavy mixtape run.
My point is because he got on so many records that niggas was like, yo, this gotta be good. Like it was a volume thing.
Because so you think it was oversaturation of the market?
Yeah, he flooded the market. He did the same thing 50 did when 50 came out. 50 flooded the market, and then he faded out because it was like after that, he couldn't keep it up. Once he couldn't keep flooding the market, he couldn't be effective no more.
He wasn't.
We've never seen a nigga sell 10 million records and flame out faster than that.
No. Well, we'll watch Billie Eilish and see what she does in the next 5-10 years.
I mean,
she sold 15 million copies.
Yeah, but she's also white.
True, big difference.
Like we talk about this black dude from Queens, like
that's difficult. Yeah. It's only like what 4 albums in history that's diamond in hip hop.
Yeah, and I think one of them, M did it once or twice, right?
He did it once.
He did it once.
Was it with the Eminem?
He did it once. Nelly did it.
Marshall Mathers.
Nelly did it. And that, okay, so that's my point, right? So stop there. So when Nelly is out here selling 10 million records, like when you start having the conversation of the best albums, you're never putting a Nelly record in there.
Right. I agree with that 100%. You're not. I mean, don't get it twisted. It was good for the time, but like, it's nobody going. Yeah. Right.
But if you put that shit on right now, you know, people gonna like it or whatever. But like, nobody's sitting around talking about Sweatsuit was one of the greatest albums I've heard. Like, no. Nobody puts Nelly in that category. Like, so record sales ain't really the way to judge it.
Well, impact wise,
impact and record sales are not the same thing. Like, I mean,
no, it's not.
Right, because you can sell 10 million. I mean, the crazy thing about it was, I mean, Nelly did have an impact on the game, but that was it. It wasn't strong enough for him to last that long. Like, I mean, your impact has to almost tie into your longevity. Like, you know,
you also have to be good. Like, that's the thing. If you're not good, it don't matter.
Yeah, because Lil B had an impact, but he wasn't good.
Right. That's my point.
He was dropping a mixtape every fucking
I mean, the nigga's still relevant. He's still relevant. Like, you know, but you're not putting him in no conversation of like
he takes the NBA and doesn't put music out.
Right. I was because I vaguely knew about him, and then he was like, he putting curse on this team and that team. I was like, what the hell? And
niggas even hated that shit. Like,
right, and it was like, yo, you better stop. You gonna get the curse going. I was like,
remember?
I didn't understand. Yeah, James Harden and shit. I was like, dang, how the fuck is this working? And y'all niggas is running with this.
And it was working. Like, he was putting curses on niggas. He left the curse Kevin Durant, and that nigga won a ring.
First of all, stop.
I mean, James Harden was never gonna get a ring anyway. I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
Kevin Durant went to Golden State. There was no curse in the world that was gonna stop him from getting the ring.
Right.
What do you mean?
Unless he got hurt. Unless he got hurt, and he would have still got a ring anyway.
And they almost still won. That's so. Yeah. That nigga picked the biggest shirt.
Yeah.
Like, nah. But the point is, he's relevant. He was relevant. So it's like judging it off of like relevancy or record sales or shit like that. It's like, it's kind of easy to do those things if you do it right. But to make an album where niggas be like, yo, that shit right there, that's a little harder. And
like Kendrick, I think Kendrick, every album Kendrick put out had massive impact.
I don't know about that. To Pimp a Butterfly didn't.
I think over time it did.
I don't think it did. And that's my favorite album from him, but it didn't. Like, nobody.
His album is Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Yeah, it would be Good Kid, Mad City, and Damn. People pretty much ignore it to Pimp a Butterfly.
What about Section 80? Like Section 80 had impact.
Doesn't
Section
exist.
80, until people heard Good Kid, Mad City, it was Section 80. And then they forgot about that. Once they heard Good Kid, Mad City, they forgot about Section 80.
Yeah, that was it.
I could never do that shit. That album was fucking cool.
No, it's one of my favorites. Yeah, no, but like niggas talk Section 80.
Every time I hear it, like
that shit.
Did y'all figure out where Lil Wayne fit on a decade list of albums?
He don't.
I don't think he does. Now that I think about 10 whole years, it's a lot of shit I'm putting on there before any Carter album. This way.
The Carter, when it came out, right? It was a good album. It was, but it kind of took us by surprise.
Well,
yeah,
we kind of caught on
500 degrees.
But it was like it was Gilly writing that shit.
Yeah.
And then the Carter 2 came out, and he kind of caught his momentum. But I mean, think about it. His next album was the Carter 3.
Which didn't come out till like 2008, 2009.
I'm bumping the Carter 3 off the list if I can put another Kanye one on there. There's at least 2 Kanye ones on the list before I put a Carter on the list.
That's my point.
So you put the 2 Kanye Wests on there.
Put 3.
You'll put. No, we're talking 2010.
Oh, okay.
You could. He has 3 albums. He has 4.
3 albums from
he has 4.
Right. Wait.
It's probably
College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, and 2010 has My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It's a rap, my nigga.
Holy
so it's 4 Kanye West albums. So you have 4 Kanye West by himself.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
Right.
So you got 4 Kanye West.
Some arguments between the Derelicts lead to a sound battle. A sound battle is when 2 opponents go head-to-head to settle a score, when just saying an artist, city, or producer is better just isn't enough. Each opponent is given 1 week to prepare their playlist. The opponents then go before 3 judges who will consider lyrics, beat, cultural impact, and overall slap. They will use a 1 through 5 point system. All ones must be explained, and the majority of the collective must accept the explanation. Bonus rounds will be given for tied rounds and when each opponent has 3 or more perfect rounds. There are between 5 and 20 rounds. The opponents take turns going first every 3 to 5 rounds. The host and the judges can agree to make changes as needed during the battle. Good luck, motherfuckers.
Philadelphia can't go against New York City.
Without Jersey.
Without Jersey. Right. You have to have Jersey. Otherwise, it's not a fair fight.
No.
How?
No.
You gotta add us.
Jersey in New York, nigga, that's how. It's geography.
You have to add us in, my nigga. It's like Philly and Jersey. You gotta add us in.
I'll give you Jersey.
You see that? He's disrespecting you. He literally saying that.
Not disrespect.
Wait, you'll give me Jersey?
Yes. I will give Jersey artists.
No.
Jersey musicians.
He's saying you still gonna lose if he gives you the whole state of Jersey.
Yeah, like I don't have Redman and the Fuji.
I got Wu-Tang. I got Biggie. I got Jay. I got X. Like in a battle round of between those, that's 20 records that are haymakers. Okay.
He's saying no matter what you do, it's an auto L.
That's what he's trying to say. But
it's not so much as an auto L, but like, dude, like can you compete against that? Can you honestly compete against that? I haven't even brought up like Busta Rhymes, okay, or like Tribe Called Quest.
He's saying you won't make it debatable.
Wait.
Okay.
He's saying you won't make it debatable.
Wait, didn't this nigga say Yonkers? When did we get the whole fucking New York?
No. I'm just talking like New York verse.
Oh, I thought we was talking about Yonkers verse.
No. Yonkers verse, yes, of course. Yeah, Yonkers verse. That's different.
New York has more. Like that, of course. Like that's not a fair argument.
Well, that's what I was getting at. I'm like, yeah, you can't. Like,
I thought you was still on that Yonkers shit. Like you was gonna wash Philly with one borough, and that ain't happening.
I mean,
it's not happening.
Nah, I mean,
Yonkers Philly is easy too, but a bit closer.
It's a bit closer,
New York, the whole New York versus Philly, of course, that's not. There's not enough rappers to come out of Philly like that. So That is a quantity.
He was saying he would spot you Jersey and still wash you.
Because he would. If you get Jersey, like, that's the thing. Come on, man.
Okay,
like,
I feel like he's coming at you.
I'm just fucking with it because Philly and Jersey, but it depends on what he plays.
No, it don't. That's the problem. If he's got all of New York, all of it. He's got all of it. He's got all of them niggas. It's like 75 of them.
But you got the winning Lauryn Hill record. Sorry, I couldn't say that straight face.
That's one. Right.
Two, maybe two. And I might be able to sneak a City
Lauryn
High
Hill still might come out to be a tie.
I might sneak a City High record in there.
You sneak that Lauryn Hill in there and you win. You might sneak a Wyclef record in there.
I'm going to put a right there record off.
Absolutely.
He can play the carnival.
I might confuse somebody with Pump It Up. I don't know. Does Pump It Up have a remix?
Yes, with Jay-Z on it.
Yeah.
Yo.
That's 2 rounds.
It's cheating.